Do this.
And I'm gonna be racing with my girlfriend.
Erika Kirk was having an affair, which is why Charlie Cook took her out of the will. So allegedly, the story is that Erika Kirk was having an affair. Charlie hired a private investigator to kind of follow her and see what was going on.
And as a part of her Shabbat Shalom PR blitz, she conducted her very first interview from Charlie's home office. And yet, curiously, that wedding photo is missing.
The latest controversy surrounding Erika Kirk has set social media on fire. Online rumors are swirling about alleged marital issues between her and Charlie in the months before his death. Some commentators, including Candace Owens, have pointed to claims that Charlie stopped wearing his wedding ring and was spending nights away from their shared bedroom. None of this has been independently verified, but the speculation has fueled intense debate. Meanwhile, critics have questioned Erika's public appearances and high-energy interviews in the months following Charlie's passing, contrasting them with the somber image many expected. Supporters say she's carrying the mission forward. Detractors say something doesn't add up. Right now, it's a battle of perception, and the internet is dissecting every detail.
We were able to pull off an event of a century. Like, it's just insane.
The everyone grieves differently argument isn't landing for a lot of critics online. They're pointing to Erika's confident public appearances, polished interviews, and rapid return to high-profile events as signs that don't match the image they expected. At the same time, some are re-examining the contrast between her carefully curated conservative public persona and her broader life experience, education, career, independence, and the fact that she married later in life after building her own path. Supporters say that proves she's strong and multifaceted. Detractors argue it reveals branding versus authenticity. Either way, the bigger debate isn't just about grief. It's about image, identity, and whether the version presented to the public ever told the full story.
What's your advice to young women who get asked out by young men?
Well, stay away from hookup culture. Don't just date to date.
And with those rumors now circulating, the internet is asking how long these alleged issues may have been brewing. Comment sections are filled with speculation about timelines and whispered claims involving people connected to Turning Point USA. No names, no proof, just questions piling up. Were these cracks recent or part of something much older? Right now, it's all speculation, but the curiosity isn't fading.
Hi!
Hi!
Good morning, America!
Now, this is where the timeline becomes the center of debate. Online critics claim there are public photos and social posts showing Erika dated several men before meeting Charlie, which clashes with earlier statements that she hadn't dated for years. That contradiction alone has fueled speculation. From there, some former Turning Point insiders have made additional allegations about her marriage, though none of these claims have been independently verified. What's really driving the conversation isn't confirmed evidence, it's the perceived inconsistencies. Photos from 2017 show Erika connected to individuals who also appeared in Charlie's orbit around the same time, raising questions about when everyone actually met. Then, in 2018, she reportedly interviewed for a position saying she didn't know who Charlie was. Critics argue the timelines don't align. Supporters say assumptions are being stretched. But one thing is certain, when past statements and resurfaced images collide, the internet doesn't let it go.
And yeah, we met at the office, very briefly. And that was you that was standing in line in Israel.
And then we went to Bill's Burgers in New York. Best burgers.
Oh my gosh. So then, do you want to tell that part?
You can tell it. They hear enough of me. All they hear is me.
Okay, so we get to Bill's Burgers, and I'm there thinking it's a business interview.
It started that way.
Right. So we sit down, and you grill me for what, 3 hours?
Yeah.
Easily. On philosophy, politics,
Culture.
Religion, culture,
Economics.
What else? Everything else you can imagine, he grilled me. Anything he talks about on his podcast show, he grilled me on.
And this is where the timeline becomes the fuel for speculation. Online critics argue that if Erika was publicly connected to someone in 2017 who also appeared in Charlie's orbit, it raises questions about who knew who and when. From there, some insiders have floated far more dramatic theories, suggesting hidden motives and behind-the-scenes maneuvering. None of these claims have been independently verified, but they've spread rapidly across social media. Even more explosive are recent online discussions about an alleged private meeting mentioned by a former operative, claims that, if true, would drastically change the narrative. Right now, there's no confirmed evidence supporting those theories. But the internet isn't debating proof, it's debating possibility. And when timelines, relationships, and unanswered questions collide, speculation moves faster than facts.
There's a picture of Erika Kirk with a ponytail, and from her past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before, and she was with that man in the lobby.
And here's the part that really has people talking. Within days of Charlie's death, Erika chose Kat to step into his role on the college tour circuit. That decision alone ignited a firestorm online. Critics are asking, why him and why so fast? Supporters say it was simply about keeping the organization moving during a chaotic moment. Detractors argue the optics were impossible to ignore. The timing, more than anything, is what fueled suspicion. In high-profile organizations, leadership transitions are always scrutinized. But when emotions are raw and unanswered questions are already circulating, every move gets dissected. And whether it was strategic, practical, or purely coincidental, the choice added another layer to a story that people were already struggling to make sense of.
Kirk's ex is now the speaker for Turning Point. Cabot Phillips, the editor of the Daily Wire, the outlet that actively had beef with Charlie. The same Daily Wire that went and took over the Charlie Kirk show for a cameo 6 days after he was assassinated. Not only is this guy Erika's ex, but while Erika was dating Cabot, Cabot already knew Charlie. So now that Charlie's gone, Erika's already decided to give her ex-boyfriend a seat at Turning Point? That's totally not suspicious at all. Nothing to see here.
And this is the moment where the narrative shifts from messy to explosive. Online critics are now claiming this wasn't just about one rumored relationship. They're alleging a broader pattern inside the organization. Multiple names are being circulated across social media, and while there's zero verified proof tying any of them to wrongdoing, the speculation alone has sent comment sections into chaos. What's really fueling the fire isn't hard evidence, it's perception. People are dissecting photos, timelines, leadership decisions, and workplace dynamics, trying to connect dots that may or may not even exist. At the same time, former insiders who've recently left the organization are speaking out, describing an internal power shift that allegedly started before Charlie's death. According to anonymous sources, Erika had already stepped into a dominant leadership role, making high-level decisions and directing strategy behind the scenes. Now, to be clear, these are claims coming from unnamed sources and online critics. None of it has been independently verified. But when you combine rumors, internal shakeups, and a rapid leadership transition, it creates the kind of storm that keeps the internet locked in. And right now, the bigger story isn't what's proven, it's how fast the narrative is spiraling.
Every time Erika got involved in a Turning Point event, something felt off. People got pulled from their posts for no clear reason, replaced with names nobody recognized. They weren't loud about it. They just appeared. They'd hover, take notes, make little adjustments, and they did strange things. Subtle stuff. Asking for background checks on volunteers who'd already cleared. Rerouting internal comms through temporary systems nobody could verify, requesting access to attendee lists that had nothing to do with their role. What most people don't realize is that Erika had already started acting like CEO before Charlie even died. She was giving orders, making executive calls, speaking for the organization in ways
And this is where the story takes another dramatic turn. According to one anonymous insider, Charlie had started to sense that something wasn't right. They claim he began asking questions, trying to piece together what was happening behind the scenes. But by the time he allegedly started connecting the dots, the situation had already escalated beyond his control. Now, and this is important, these are claims coming from unnamed sources. There's no independent confirmation backing them up. But the idea that there may have been tension building quietly in the background is what has people leaning in. Because if there were internal fractures forming before everything unfolded publicly, that changes how some critics interpret the timeline, whether it's fact, exaggeration, or internet rumors spiraling out of control. one thing is certain: the speculation isn't slowing down. And the more insiders speak anonymously, the more the narrative grows, with or without hard proof.
Charlie
And just when people thought the speculation couldn't get any louder, Candace stepped in with what she says are new details. She's claiming that the night before the tragedy, Charlie had taken off his wedding ring and slept in his daughter's room instead of his own. Now, that claim hasn't been independently verified, but online, it's pouring gasoline on an already raging fire. Because if true, critics argue it suggests there may have been deeper tension behind closed doors. And right now, every new allegation is only adding more questions to a story that already feels impossible to untangle. Charlie had been considering major changes in his personal life. Online speculation is swirling about tension, timing, and leadership shifts at TPUSA. Critics are dissecting relationships, meetings, and public personas, questioning how much was authentic versus carefully curated. Whether fact or rumor, the overlap of these events has sparked intense debate about what was really happening behind the scenes.